easily. And the vegetations also we can get the roughages, the feed items, and other production matters also. And the third one, building features or build features. Maybe naturally we have natural fences or any other building which we can use, dams, location services, the current or the electricity, the water supply, those services, and the access to the road. The farm should be access to the road for our easy transportation. And the fourth one, soil type. So usually the farm need a good drain soil. So you will study the soil types in your future semesters. So the soil type is the most important. We should ensure we didn't have any water the water drainage is very good. The drainageable soil is we need. And the use of different areas of land. So we will have a cattle shed or other animal sheds, and the cultivation area for the grasses and the legumes. For we want to make sure which are the land can be used for the separate purpose. And the next thing, we want to identify the future condition. Farm plan should also identify the proposed future conditions and the potential impact. So those are, it may have a on-site and the off-site. It means it have a good way and the bad ways. So the first one, intended use of specific area of land and description of location of proposed building. So if we have already we have a buildings, so we want to think whether we want to improve our farm with having different components like different farm components. So we need a location and we need a space. According to that, we want to make a whole farm planning. So it may sheds, dam or fence. If you are planning to have those things in future, you want to allocate the land area for those purpose. The third one, description of intended farm practices. What are the practices you will have and why you have those practices? Those things also included to the farm planning. And next we will discuss about the 4 major steps involved in the whole farm planning. So the first step is setting goals. We want to set the primary goals to getting more efficient use of farm. And here you will, usually we are thinking and we are discussing with our family members or the friends or the expert to develop a goals for the farm. And it may be a vision or it may be your goal, the particular goal to achieve through your farm activities. The second one is the making an inventory and assessment of your farm resources. So second thing, you made a goals, and second you want to know what are the inventory you have. Inventory means what are the things you have or what are the resources you have. And the third one, then you will develop and implementing an action plan. So the third step, you will start to develop a plan and just you will apply those plan in your farm, action plans to the farm to observe what happened or what if the farm is running a positive side or the negative side. And the fourth one, again, you are monitoring on the farm progress towards the goal. So it means you are checking day by day by keeping the old records, the history sheets or farm stock records. So according to the records, you are thinking those action plans are suitable for your goals or not. So that is the fourth major step. So these are the 4 major steps involving in the farm planning. So before going to the detailed discussion about the farm planning, if you have any doubt from the previous sections, you can ask. or if you need any clarification, or if you have any suggestions also, you can ask or you can tell. Discuss about the benefits of farm planning. So the first benefit is developing a vision for your farm. So if you have a good farm planning, you can develop a vision for your farm activities. And second one, the improve the profitability and the efficiency of farm operations. So already your friends mentioned that we can get more higher yield, or we can efficiently use those things, and we can rear more number of animals according to the space. So those are the benefits we can get from the farm planning. And the third one is effective utilization of scarce resources. So we may have a resources which are very short supply, which have a very short supply. So we can plan how we can access those resources and how we can maintain, or we can allow the resources to renew. So according to the resource capacity or the availability, we can utilize them in efficient way. The fourth one, protecting the environment. So in the farm plan, if we have a good drainage facilities or the wastewater management or manure management system, we should have those things to maintain our environment. And the fifth one is make the farm safe and healthy place for the animal and human. So you may heard about there are some diseases which can transfer from animal to the human. Those are called as zoonotic diseases. So to avoid those things, those parasite issues or the bacterial viral infections, we should maintain the healthy place, the healthy farm, and a safe farm for the animal and also the human. So you may heard about mastitis, brucellosis like diseases. Usually those are highly transferable from the animal to the human. So those are called as zoonotic diseases. And other than that, we have more benefits from the whole farm planning. So you have to read more things and you have to find the benefits, because these section may be available in your maybe appear in your exams. I'm not sure, maybe in your exams, maybe in theory or the practical one. And next step, before starting the farm planning, we should identify what are the existing conditions we have. So before going to any other places, we should access what we have. In nowadays, before leaving from the home, we are usually checking we have a mask, or we have if a bike riders, they are checking they may have, if they have a license, helmet, those things, those. We also, before starting the farm, we are checking for these conditions, what we have, and how we can plan our farm by using these conditions. So the first one, topography. So the land appearance or the land availability, maybe the mountain side or the normal land side. So we want to check whether the topography is suitable for our farm, or how we can use that topography for our farm planning. The second one is the natural features. So natural features means we need water for the farm activity. So if we have a water courses or the water channels, we can have a direct water supply. Or the vegetations, we can use them as the feed, or we can use them as the natural product barriers. So for that purpose also, we want to check what are the natural features we have. And the third one, build features. So it may already we have some buildings, so dams or any other fences, we can use those things. And also, before building building our farm, we should make sure we can access the road very easily, or we can get the location services. And the fourth one, soil types and their conditions. So we want to check whether our soil are having good quality, or good fertility, or it may be a waterlogged soil. So usually we need a good drainable soils with a good fertility, and also we want to make sure there is a less erosion. And the final one, we can use the different areas for the different purpose. So we can use the particular area for the grazing, or we can cultivating any other crops for the feed, that grasses or pastures for the animal, or we can have a sheds, storage rooms, or other processing rooms. So we want to know how we can use those different land areas for our farm. And the next one is identifying the future condition. So we can identify, we may have a different ideas to develop in future. So we can make sure those different developments or the future development will be applied in the farm plan. So for that, intended use of specific land area. So, and the second one, description of location of proposed building and other improvements, and description of intended farming practices. So we want to make sure the land areas for the particular future development. And these are the 4 major steps for the developing whole farm planning. The first one is setting goals. So we will set the major goals like visions. Then we are going to making an inventory and the assessment of the farm resources. So in the step 2, we are checking what are the resources we have and how we can use them very efficiently. And in the third step, doing and implementing an action plan. So according to the resource we have and according to our goal or the vision, we are developing a action plan, the immediate plan to implement in the farm. Then the fourth step, after implement those action plan, we are checking and we are monitoring the farm activity, whether the activity is towards the goal or not. So then only we can confirm whether we can continue this action plan or discontinue this action plan. For the monitoring purpose, we know we have pedigree sheets, so it means the history sheets, and the feed record, drug register, sales registers. Those are the different registers we have in the farm. So once you come to the faculty, you can visit the faculty farm, and then there you can find many other registers. In our farm, we have egg registers, milk register, cull bird or the broiler registers, and the pedigree one, the history sheets, the feed registers, and the inventory, the tools, management tools, or the other normal tools. Those registers are also available. The income statements also available. So according to those documents, we can monitor the farm progress, whether it have a positive side or the negative side. Now it's clear, or can I want to repeat again? Do I want clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So any other doubt or any other clarification? Okay. Okay, next we will discuss about each and every steps in the whole farm planning. So the first step is setting goals. So this is a beginning step for the farm planning. So usually we are setting goals to have a long-term vision. So the goals are long-term vision. So we are preparing those goals to getting more profit with a good utilization of resources for the long term. Long term means more than 1 year. Or there are 5 years. Usually, the farms are running more than 10 years also. So according to our plan, according to our wish, we are usually setting a goals for the long term vision. The first one, the quality of your life, which you want or your family need. So you are thinking before starting a farm. So you know the farm is the income generating way. The most of the people nowadays having a farm because it have a good income generation and it have a good stressless works. So people are turning to the farm activities or they are wish to have a farms. So according to your needs and your family needs, and within the community or within the places, what you need and how you want the quality of and about your quality of life, we are setting the goals for the farm. And the second one, your vision for your future of your farm. And here, before setting the goals, you will think your long-term vision. So the vision for your future also. And the third one, how your farm enterprises will provide the income and living environment you need. So the third one, how you will access or you will think about how your farm enterprises will provide the income and the living environment. So what are the income you will have or you will get, or what are the things benefits you will get, and also you want to make sure that your living environment also comfortable for you. For that purpose, major three purpose, we are setting the goal for the long term vision. The next, these are the three goals related to the three different resource area. So first one, human and social resources. So under that, we are make sure we may have a larger number of family members and we can use those family members for the farm activity. Or if we have if we didn't have a good it means large number of family members, so we want to hire the person from outside. So for the first resource, we want to make sure about the manpower, the human resources and the social resources. The second one, environmental and natural resources. So we want to check the water availability, soil type, and other feed availability. So you know the 1/3 of the feed is usually we are supplying the concentrates. So we can buy those things from the market, and other roughages. Usually farmers are growing the roughages. So we want to check whether the land is good for the cultivation, crop cultivation purpose or not, or what are the grazing areas or the sources we have. And the third one, economic and financial resources. And here we usually in the farm plan, we are developing a budget. So what our initial investment, and we are predicting the losses and the expenses. Then we are making a budget for the farm plan, and also we are thinking about what are the other financial resources like credits from the bank or loan from the bank. Those are the things also under the economic and financial resources. And in this step, you and your family need to jointly discuss and to develop a short and long-term goals. Because maybe in your family members, they have good idea and they may have a good experience with the farm activities. Then you can easily get more ideas for your farm, and for that you want to discuss with your family members and others to develop a short and long term goals according to these three resources. The next one, as I mentioned already, we are thinking about quality of life goals. So these are the some quality of life goals might include for you. So the first one is issues involving in health and safety, and the second one education, And third one, opportunities to try out new skills and enterprises. And the fourth one, finding ways to take more time for the family. And the fifth one, reducing the stress of work. So these are the quality of life parameters or the things you may have. So first we will think about our safety. So as I already mentioned, there's a possibilities for the diseases and the parasite infections. So we want to make sure our safety. So in our quality of life means in our life we are thinking about these things, majorly thinking about these things. So when you're having a farm plan also, you want to make sure your quality of life. And the second one, education level. So if you need to learn more or if you have a small ones, so according to the education purpose also, you want to think about your goals. Third one, opportunities to try out new skills and the enterprises. So you can add new enterprises into the farm like integrated farms, or you can try new skills. Maybe you will in the future you will start to do the processing also. So those are the things also you want to include in the goals. And finding the ways to take more time for your family. So these the last two things are common for the other workers. There is a less time to spending with the family and having more stress. So when you're having a farm, your own farm, you can allocate more time to your family. You can manage the farm and the family. And also this is a less stressful work comparing with the other major works. And together you and your family can work out these goals, and it will have a good enjoyable farm and rewarding many benefits to you and your family. And next we will discuss about some of the examples of goals for your long range vision of the farm. So the first one, wooded and prices area around the stream which benefit to the wildlife and improve the water quality. The second one, windbreaks for the fields. And third one, livestock. And the fourth one, buildings. And fifth one, additional housing for your son. It means for the son or daughter entering into the enterprise. So these are the some examples for your long range vision of the farm. So you can think about what are any other addition in your farm like livestock or buildings, or you will have a windbreaks for the field, the additional housing, and you can protect the environment, the wildlife, and improve the water quality. And the next one, goals for how your farm will produce the income and living environment you want to include. You would include. So these are the way you can. Here you will learn about how the farm is producing more income or the income, and what are the things you can include in your farm to get more income. So here you will listing enterprises you would like to continue or discontinue or add to your farm. So here the enterprises means different components or different sectors of the farm. The cattle farming, goat farming, swine farming, those are the different enterprises. So you can think what are the enterprises you can continue or discontinue or you can add into your farm. Maybe the cow, calf, or the feed cattle operations, or locally marketed vegetables or cash crop you can have. And the alfalfa for the animal feed, you can have alfalfa tanks or azola tanks. Those are the different things you can discontinue or continue or you can add into the farm to get the good income. And these are the some example for the different parameters or different terms. So we have more examples, so you can read a lot and you can get more idea what are the different goals or what are the ways we can get income to the farm. And the next we will discuss about the examples of long-term goals. So usually the long-term goals are having major thing is reducing the expenses. So and improving the soil condition and developing a plan to pass on the farm after retirement. So these are the three major things usually we have have in the long term goals. So the particular first thing, when anyone having a farm, we want to make sure we want to reduce the expenses and get more profit. The second one, along with getting the profits, we want to make sure the resources are in a good condition so we can improve our soil condition for the good productivity of crops and the grasses. And third one, developing a plan to pass on the farm after retirement. And the next one, some examples for the short-term goals. So the adapting conservation tillage. So when you're having a grass cultivation or the banana like fruit crop cultivation in your farm, integrated farms, so you have a good tillage practices or conservation tillage practices to avoid the soil erosion. And again, you can diversifying the crops you produce. So from the diversifying the crops cultivation, you can reduce the pest attack and you can maintain the good soil condition. And the third one, improving your livestock feeding system. So if we have a good quality of maize or the corn or other grasses like things, we can feed them to the animals. Then we can make sure the animal feeding system is good. The fourth one, using more profitable marketing strategies. So when usually we are cultivating banana trees in the farm area to get more roughagers, and also we have a fruits, we can sell them in the market, or we can use the fruits to feed the animal also. So these are the things under the step 1 to making a or to setting a goal to the farm. So under that we have different 3 sources: human and social resources, environmental and natural resources, and economic factor. So according to these 3 resources, we are discuss with our family or the expert to develop a goals. And also we want to make sure the quality of our life, what are the things we need to maintain our quality of life. And then we are discuss about there are some example for the long range vision. So those are the visions you may have in your farm planning. And then we are discuss about income generating or the other living environment facilities or other the enterprises which you can continue or discontinue or you can add into your farm. And next one is the long term goals and the short term goals. So these are the things usually consider under the setting of goals. So next, the second step is inventory and assessment. So after developing or setting a goal, we are need to do the second step. So in the second step in whole farm planning involves inventory assessment or the assessment of resources. So these are the major 4 resources: the natural resources, maybe water accessibility or the water sources, soil, and the human resource, the workers or the market oriented person or transport service, And the third one is the financial and capital assets. So the things, the capital investment which you have, or what are the building or any other assessment access you have. And the fourth one, crops and livestock system. So you want to make sure you want to have an individual system, individual livestock system, or the integrated system. These are the major resources usually we are accessing when we are planning a farm. And next we will discuss about information need to complete the inventory and assessment. So these are the usually we are considering these information to access our natural resources and inventory. The first one is a soil map and soil test results. So according to the soil map and soil test results, we can allocate the land area whether for the crop cultivations or the animal rearing. Third one, cropping and animal management histories. And fourth one, financial data. Okay, 2020 AG 11. Okay, I will ask from the head of the department whether I can upload this slide to the LMS. I will inform you later. Okay. Thank you. And thank you. So here in the second step, these are the information usually we are having to complete the inventory and the assessment. So as I mentioned, soil map and soil test results are used to make sure the land area for the crop cultivation and the animal rearing. And the next one, the cropping and animal management histories. So by using these data or the information, we can ensure the cropping calendar and the animal management practices. And the fourth one, financial data. So the investment or the market data, we can access those things to complete the inventory and assessment. So in this process, you may identify the problems with the condition of some important assets. So and the management like soil erosion, whether the soil or the land area having a soil erosion or the water sources. And when we are having a waste management, whether the water sources are very near to our waste management site. So those things we can easily assess and we can get more idea, and also we can found the problems which is related to the farm. So usually when we're having a biogas tank, there is a rule, the mandatory rule, the tank should be away from the water source at least 20 meters, at least. So like that we have different conditions to have a farm. And you may also find the weakness in your financial and capital assets. So you can go for the more support from the banks or the vendors, and you can check whether the large variable cost and the depreciation. So then you can plan your financial support. And or you may define or determine that your human resources or labor or the time is used efficiently or inefficiently. So according to the inventory assessment, you can find the problems and the weakness related to your farm and the farm resources, major 3 resources. So these are the things usually we are done under the step 2. So we have 4 major resources and we have the information. According to using these information, we can found the different problems or the weakness and the strength regarding to our own resources. So these are the things usually we are consider in the step 2. Sorry. And in the step 3, so this is the major one, the action plan. So before starting this one, can anyone explain the first 2 steps? Not very largely. So just briefly tell what are the 2 major steps we already discussed and what are the things we are consider under the steps, or why we are doing that step. Any one of you? Representative,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give explain about 2 steps? First 2 steps. Okay, what are the first 2 steps?
Setting goals and making an second step is making an inventory and assessment for farm resources.
Okay, under the setting goals, what we are doing? Okay, under the setting goals, we are planning, or we are okay, and under the setting goals, we are thinking about our long-term visions, or we are planning about our long-term vision. Those are the main thing we are doing under the setting goals. For that, we are having a discussion with family members and we are accessing the different resources. Those are the things under the setting goals. And the second one, inventory and assessment. Here we are checking what are the things we have and what are the things we want to develop. And according to the data set or the information, we are accessing the weakness and the problems related to our resources. So in this section, the notes are bulk, but the things are very easily understandable and very narrow. So you can write in your words and in your idea. So just read again and again, then you can get the idea. And the next step is the third one. So third one is the action plan. So after developing goals and accessing the inventory, we will have a plan short, usually having a management alternatives or evaluating and identifying the management alternatives. And then we are applying or implement these plan into the farm to identify what are the alternatives or how the alternatives or the plan are working on the farm to achieve our goals which we are already planned in the step 1. So that is a major process in this step 2. So in the step 2, by using our goals and our inventory and the resources, we are having a plan to implement in our farm. And after implement, we make sure those plan and the management alternatives are lead to our already mentioned goals. So in the step 3, in the process of identify and evaluate the management alternatives and to develop and implement an action plan. So the number and the type of alternative identified and evaluated is up to you. So you can find more alternatives or you can evaluate more alternatives. That one is up to you. And however, the broader the range of alternatives, when you are considering the more alternatives, so more luckily you are to find the options that you meet overall vision. So when you are evaluating more alternatives of management practices or any other resources, you can find more options to support your overall vision, like human resource, financial, environmental resources. And then from the ideas for the alternatives, those may come from the discussion with your family members or the neighbors or the planning persons, from the planning tools or from the journals or any other agencies. You can get more ideas for the management alternatives. And for the instant, you may want to evaluate the effect of change from the continuous cropping system to the mixed livestock system. So for an example, you are having a continuous cropping system, the sole cropping system, and then you want to change your cropping system to the integrated farming system. So it means here they are mentioned mixed livestock and cropping system. So then you would have on your income, you would want to check about your income, quality of life, natural resources, and whether they are bring closer you to meet your goals or not. So when you are changing one cropping system to other type of system, you want to make sure you are getting more income or adequate income, or what about your quality of life and the resources conditions. So you want to check about those things and you want to make sure those things are meeting your goals. And then you may want to evaluate the impact of adapting soil practices or soil conservation practices and the marketing facilities. So we want to run the farm for the long term, so we should have a good soil condition. To maintain the soil, we want to have a soil conservation practices and the marketing facility. So we can produce the animals or the animal product, then we want to market those things. So these are the two sections we want to evaluate to have a good view of our plan. And also you might consider the effect of different manure management or chemical management, and make sure the safety of drinking water and the family health with a good profit and the environmental protection. So these are the things also you want to check when you are applying the action plan. And also by using the action plan, you can your time and the education, allocation of time for the education and your family members. So then you can make sure you are properly maintaining the farm and you are properly having a schedule for your day-to-day life. And after you are evaluating those alternatives and by using this information, you can develop a good action plan, and you can always returning to your vision and goals to identify whether those action plans are fit to your goals. So after implementing the action plan, you can evaluating each and everything, your profit, your working time, and the quality of life and the resources, environment, those things. Then you can have those information to make sure whether your goals are achieved or your vision are achieved with the action plan, or you want to redevelop the action plan according to your goals. Then once you are satisfied with your plan, then you can make sure that is your major action or the action plan for your whole farm system. So now in the third step, you may develop a temporary action plan, and then you apply those things in your farm and you are started to evaluating different components. Then if the component are suited or the fit with your major goals or the vision, then you can make sure, and if you are satisfied with your plan, you can completely implement those action plan into your farm. So in the next chart or the flow diagram, you can get the clear idea. So in the step 1, we are developing the goals according to our wishes. And the step 2, we are accessing our inventory and the assessment to make sure what are the things we have and what are the things we want to borrow from others or get loan from others. And the step 2, according to your goal and the inventory, we are making a action plan. The temporary, first we are making a temporary one and apply that one into the farm, and we are monitoring. Then after application, we can found the information or the data from the records, data or the records. Then we are rechecking with the our action, rechecking with our goals or the vision, whether the action plans are good for our fits with our goals or the vision. Then in the fourth step, we are, and after if your action plan is fit with your goals, then we are completely implement those action plan and we are monitoring the system, whether those system are run efficiently with our goals. So this is the easy summary chart for the whole farm planning. And the step 4, the monitoring process. So now we have a good action plan, we are implemented those things, now we want to monitor them. Final step after developing an action plan that is compatible with the goal set by you and your family, it's monitoring process toward the goal. So by by your family and you are developed an action plan with your goals. Then you are implement those things to the system and you want to monitor the process. And after implementing this farm plan, you try to evaluate how the plan is working, and you can make minor corrections to refinement as time goes by. So if you are implement those plan, you want to monitor your working plan, and you can get, if you know the minor corrections or the problems, if you know minor problems, you can correct them and you can develop a better plan than the previous one, and you can have a good profitable farm. And the major thing in the farm planning, you should keep the records, and the records are help us to check our farm progress. So by checking the farm progress or the records, we can make sure whether our farm is running towards our goal or not. So if having any problems, we can recheck our action plan and we can implement the action plan. So if the work you are doing is in helping to reach your goals, or maybe the action plans is not suitable to the farm in a long-term process, you can revisit your plan and you can do a corrections also. And there are the need, time to time you want to recheck and you want to check your records and you want to revise your farm plan. So maybe the goals are changing, or maybe the process are changing, the environment are changing. You want to regularly you want to check your records and you want to revisit your farm action plan and make sure the farm is running towards your goal. So these are the major 4 steps under the action plan. So the first step is setting goals. So here we are planning or setting goals for our long-term process. The second step, we are accessing our inventory. So what we are just checking what we have and what we need. And third step, according to the previous two steps, we are developing an action plan and we are implement those things to the farm system. And the fourth step, we are monitoring with the records, and if we have any problems or the risk, so we are doing a minor corrections on our action plan. Then we are implement those action plan. So usually the action plan should be fit with our goals. So this is these are the major 4 steps in the whole farm planning. So if you have any doubt or if you need any clarification, you can ask. This section is very easy. The notes are bulky. Just you can think what are the 4 steps and what you want to do under the 4th step. And remember those resources, what we have and what we need. Then you can easily write your answers and you can get good idea also. So just think you are the person going to have a farm and what you will do to develop a farm. So those are the things are under this section. So if you have any doubt or if you need any clarification, you can ask. Any doubt? Okay, I will wait for another 5 minutes. So if you have doubt, you can ask. If others, you can leave from the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.